the vinyl there and do the same thing. So I'm getting ready to do the floor now, the concrete floor. First thing I did, I'm going to show you step by step. First thing I did was I pulled up all the carpeting. And then in the kitchen, I pulled up the linoleum floor, which I still had pieces in the corners there. I got to get those. And what was left was the paper from the back of the vinyl and the glues. So now I got to use a chemical and a scraper to scrape all that up. And then when I'm done, I'll lay the concrete down, and I'll show you that process later. Well, a little hard work. It's coming up slowly. Pretty tough. But it's working. I'm using this tool right here, which is a scraper. Plus I use this chemical here. Then you put plastic over it and it softens it up, and then you'll scrape it up. But pretty tough. Alright, the floor is ready. It's all cleaned, washed down, scraped. Now tomorrow what I'll do is I'll lay the cement over it and put some texture in the cement, make it look like wood, and go from there. Okay. Alright, I put this up. It's going to be real dusty now. I'm getting ready to grind the floor. See, I'm going to grind it right through. That's where the island goes. I'm going to cut all that cement out so I can run wiring under there. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. That finish hopefully will suck all the dust out of this room. And I got this one here getting all nervous. Like, oh no, what's going on? So, getting ready to work now. Right, Blondie? I'm going to have to lock her up in the room because it's going to be super loud. It's pretty intense. Sometimes in the house it sounds like a truck going by. The freight train is so loud. And then it shuts off. Nah, the camera's not going to pick it up. Well, I ground out the, here comes Blondie. You can see I used a grinding wheel and I ground out the floor so I can run a tube under it. And inside the tube I put the electric wiring, see? So it goes under there, and it goes through there, and it goes all the way over to there. And it goes under there. This way the island will have power. So once all this dries here, then I lay my floor, you'll never even see it. And that's where the island sits, right here. You can see the marks. It goes from there to there to there. You know? So the electric wire will come in, and it'll be hooked up into there, so I'll have electric power to it. That's that. I'm just hanging it up right there for now, just so I can get it out of my way so I can lay the floor now. So, it's almost done. One other problem I had was trying to figure out how am I going to be able to get to the refrigerator and cook and feed Blondie and get something to drink after I lay this floor, because I can't walk on it for 12 hours or 24 hours. So what I did was I came up with a design, which are these shoes. And these shoes here, I put onto my feet, and they have nails in them. And what these nails do is they raise my body above the concrete, above the cement. And they leave little holes in the cement. They're like little needle marks, but what it's going to do is it'll add more texture to the cement. I think it'll look like little wormholes. And wood has wormholes in it, so now I can walk around and do what I got to do. I just got to build a little ramp right here so Blondie can go from there to there. I don't want her coming in here because I can't explain her footprints. So I'll have to keep her out. But new invention, right there. $1 million seller right there. Right, Blondie? And she don't care. Well, I finished laying the cement. And the string that I put down didn't work, so I pulled it all up. That was a waste of time. So I'll let this dry and see what it looks like tomorrow. Maybe I'll put a second coat over it, but I think this might be, I think this is it. Just vacuum it up now because it's got a lot of crumbs on it. So we'll see what it looks like tomorrow when it dries. 12 hours from now, or 24 hours, whatever. Okay. See, I'm cutting the grooves into the floor right now. Using my grinder. That'll give it the wood look. And wood cables. I'll show you what I'm doing. Real quick. That's it. Blondie just came in from outside. She's hot. But I got all the lines in the floor so it looks like wood. Might be hard to see with the, it's hard to see. But with these cracks, once I stain it, the stain's going to go into these cracks, these grooves that I made, and it'll make them stand out even more so it'll be darker. I don't know if you can really see him if the camera's picking it up. Can you see it? It's hard to tell if they go all the way up. Well, they're all over the place. I mean, just like a real wood floor. And then it has the planks, you know, like 8-foot planks. It goes all the way up until there's another groove there. And so, hopefully you can see this. So that's that. Well, I finished staining the floor. I did it in 2 colors, a coffee and a tan color. They said 2 colors gives it a better depth. But it's wet right now. I gotta wait for it to dry for 4 hours or more, or less. But they say you won't know what it looks like until it's dry. They say this color right now, being wet, is not right. It'll be better when it's dry. But that's where I started over there. That's where I first started. So that's getting dry over there. But you can see it kind of looks like wood. Looking like wood. So we'll see. Don't know what it's going to look like yet. See, we're all the way over here. This is where I ended. So that's still wet. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's dry. 4 hours from now, then what I could do is then I could put my epoxy over top of it, and then I got to stay off of it for 24 hours. So that's that. I don't know, it looks a little scary right now. I was hoping it was going to be on the dark side, like that. and be consistent. But looks like I may end up with something like this, I think. But I don't know if it's going to be spotty, but it's still drying. But if it's going to be spotty like that, then I'm going to have to paint it. But it still looks like it's lightening up. I don't know. It's kind of a little rusty to me. I don't know. It's kind of scary. I gotta wait another 3 hours or 2.5 hours. Well, I hit it a second time. Make it darker. Hopefully it'll work. But I don't know. This is how dark I want it. But it's gonna lighten up, so I don't know what it's gonna look like. Well, it has dried, and it's still drying. I think I may go with this color. I was hoping it was going to be a darker color, but it turned out to be more of a pine, old looking pine, 100-year-old pine, which it does look like wood. It does look like you can get slivers from it. And I think with the polyurethane, the epoxy, you'll make it look even richer looking. There's still a wet spot there. And I don't know, kind of yellow, but that's what pine looks like. So it's still a big decision. I'll know tomorrow. Make my decision tomorrow. But it does look like wood, that's for sure. So now, see what it looks like tomorrow. It does. It looks like old wood that's been sanded and beaten and just not what I was expecting. But there's going to be a lot of rugs in here, and there's going to be furniture and stuff, so it's not going to be as pronounced as it is now. So it may work. But it's still drying. Let's see what happens. Well, it's dry now. Now I gotta wash it down with a mop, water, and some baking soda, clean it all up. And then once it's dry, then I can put my epoxy over it. But then I have to vacuum it too, because I have a lot of little crumbs like sand in it, which has to come up. So, and I guess this is the color I'm gonna go with. It looks like old-fashioned wood, stained a few different times over the years, decades. It is rustic, so I think the epoxy is going to make it classy looking, dress it up, so we'll see. Hopefully it will. Alright, again, I washed it down with water and baking soda, 4 ounces of baking soda. And it changed the color, turned it kind of a whitish color, but it did clean up, and then I vacuumed it all up. So now I'm just, again, letting it dry. And then I'm ready to epoxy it. So I hope this color is not what stays underneath the epoxy. So, I guess you learn as you go. Alright, that's it. Alright, I ended up washing it again. It's the second time I washed it. I had to get the white film that came from the baking soda off. So now I can't epoxy it now until tomorrow. So it'll be tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. So that's it for cleaning it. Now I just gotta use a broom, lightly use the broom, and then vacuum it, and then I can epoxy it. A lot of work. Alright, today the floor is getting done. Now it's totally dry. This is what it looks like now, totally dry. She's inspecting it, she's making sure it's totally dry. So I'm ready now. Just gotta wait for the temperature to come up, because the dew point is 69, and you want the temperature to be 5 degrees above that. So I gotta wait for it to be around 75 to 80 before I can do it. So I'm ready, getting everything prepped now. Getting ready to have breakfast now. That's what blending smells. She wants her toast. She's acting like a hungry dog. Hasn't eaten. Starving. Right, Blondie? Are you starving? Well, it's done. I got one good coat down of poly. It goes on white and then clears up as it dries. I used up the whole can, right up to the last drop. Right there, I ran out. I can't believe it. It just took so much. But it's done. Thank God. Might just let it dry for 10 hours, 12 hours. Now here I am looking at my floor, saying, what a nice floor. I'm like, the hell is that? A stick? Did a stick come on my floor? And I'm looking at that, I'm like, what is that thing? You know what that is. Look what's on my floor. A scorpion. How cute is. I don't know how he got in. But here's my floor, it's done. Hopefully he's not stuck to the floor. But I gotta cover him up. I'm gonna cover him up and take him outside. Hope he didn't come in when the floor was wet and get stuck to it. But there's my floor. I'll show you in the morning what it looks like. You can see the different colors. I'll show you in the morning, it's still drying. So, you take care of this guy. Unbelievable. Well, the floor is finally done. Came in okay. Looks like a really old floor. It's been worn down over the years. Looks like it's 100 years old. Trying to get all different angles so you can see. It's kind of hard with all the reflections. So that's an old-fashioned floor.